build buoy. Let's share utility support every 2 meter. Why support every 2 meter? How to support during excavation and backfilling time. When you backfill every 2 meter during excavation and backfilling, it is basically based on design. P needs to endorse. There is a heavy and light utilities, but normally if we support every 2 meter, it can cover all. And when installed utility, there is a decking or there is no decking. So I'll show you the drawing and the photos. The video shows the decking with the utility support. And when you excavate down to the next support, between first layer and the second layer, and between second layer and the third layer, P need to design with the deck and without deck. The sequence, what I'll show you, is manual excavation from ground level around 2 meter depths between first layer and the second layer strut, and around 4 meter depths between second and third. The location of both strut, first layer and second layer and third layers are different from drawings and the site. Then the backfilling time. The last is backfilling time. How do we support and remove angles? This is general schematic drawing. It shows utility support beam hang down with angle to support utility every 2 meter. Now this is a strut. If you see the drawing, every 2 meter there's angle down, and for that utility need another utility support beam, which is different from strut. So if you see another secondary beam, we can call utility support beam, then hang down the angle to support each utilities every 2 meter. So you can imagine that this is too heavy to be 2 meter. The light one is 3 meter or 2.5 meter based on the calculation. But if in the line is different, 2 meter, 2.5, 3 meter each, it could be too difficult to support. So secondary beam every 2 meter. Then lowering down all the angles also every 2 meter, so that can support all in line with the one piece of secondary beam, one piece of utility beam every 2 meter. The decking system, when you install the deck here to provide the carriageway on top so that we can excavate down below. If there is utility underground, can support every 2 meter, and you can see on the right side the angle to support down. And this is a utility, let's say, and top of that the vehicles are moving on the ground. And this is a utility for example, I just indicated in the brown. And utility angle will support every 2 meter, and this is secondary beam of decking support. If there are many utilities here, the first layer strut, it may crash with utility, so install in between beam, in between decking beam. Then this decking one piece is 2 meter long, so secondary beam of deck is every 2 meter. So utility also use a utility support beam every 2 meter to support. If vehicle is moving on top, between decking support beam as utility support beam and hang down to support utility. And this one piece of deck plate is 2 meter. And this deck plate is made of the beam, about 200 beam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, 200 beam to weld. This one shows deck plate and the secondary beam of decking system. And this is a strut. So if there is a utility below, we install utility every 2 meter, hang down angles, decking support beam every 2 meter, and a deck plate on top. And this is first layer of strut. And as you can see, decking beam is every 2 meter. Every 2 meter we hang down to support utility below. This is that you can see clearly decking support beam and piece of deck every 2 meter, sheet on top. Then later on, vehicle will run on top of decking plate. And as you can see, every deck support beam 2 meter. In between, if there is strut, we install the strut. If there is no strut, then you can see this USB, utility support beam, every 2 meter. So this is 2 meter, and USB also 2 meter. And the secondary beam will install here one more. Then you can see the below the utility will support down by angle by this beam. So during the installation time, to prevent any mechanical heat from damage, we protect by zinc sheet, a kind of steel plate, and continue to support the utilities. While we are supporting that, another phase, excavate exposing the 900 water pipe, another utilities to support later by every 2 meter. And this photo shows decking beam and the strut and USB. If the strut area there's no USB, we can use another angle to cross to support the utility at the location of utility support. And this scene shows decking support beam and deck plate, and later on vehicle will move here on top of lane. This is become carriageway. Then below there's USB to support utility. If there is a strut in between the secondary beam, we'll install another angle to support. And from here I'll show you how to excavate. Mainly we need to use only manpower to expose every 2 meter. So just now, as we show above, there is a strut or utility support beam. Then every 2 meter, we use the one line to support whatever utilities in the line. And this is gas pipe, water pipe, telecom, whatever in the line, every 2 meter we support. So expose by manual to lower down the angle to support. So if on top there is one USB in the line to support whatever we have utility to support. And this photo shows first layer strut here, then it's starting to support utilities every 2 meter from this line and another line, then excavating for next line. Once exposed and support all every 2 meter, then we can go down for the second layer excavation. Then why we use this rubber is to protect and to observe vibration of the water pipe. The water pipe is a high pressure inside, and above, if there is decking, the carriageway, while traffic is running, there is vibration. So this vibration causes the damage on the part of here connection between strut, between angle and water pipe. So yeah, using the rubber to absorb some vibration of here. If there is no rubber continuously moving, it may cause some loosening or some damage on or weakening on the welding. If there is bolt will screw out. So this kind of detail I'll show you in next each utility support method. And next one, number 2, is ground to 4 meter depth between second and third layer excavation time. The above, whatever you can do, can reach about 2 meter depth, 1.5 meter, 2 meter. We support first. But if those utilities are deeper than that level, can be exposed after the first layer strut during second layer strut excavation. So during second layer excavation time, have to use manual as well to expose every 2 meter to extend down the angle to support. Then it can go down for the third layer excavation. So before that, there is a soil. We couldn't expose all. Then we support. We install the angle above. Then later on we continue extending the angles. The first layer strut and the second layer strut. In between there's utilities. And this is water pipe 300, and this is another water pipe 900 mm, and telecom hunching concrete, and another line to show telecom hunching concrete and water pipe between first layer strut and second layer strut. So you can imagine that during the excavation time, first when expose utility above here to support every 2 meter, then if there is another utility deeper, then go down further excavation, then support later part. Basically these angles you can see every 2 meter. Then on top there is USB 2 meter, so in the line use whatever. And this one shows there is no decking, but then every 2 meter we install utility support beam, then hang down angle in the line to support many utilities in the line. So can support whatever utilities in the line every 2 meters. During the installation of supporting time, in order to protect cover by aluminum sheet or kind of a steel material to protect from falling hazard. This is a top view to show every 2 meters the utility beam, utility support beam. Hang down angles. The next is, once you support during the first layer strut or second layer strut or third layer strut, depends on where are they. Then once you finish all the structure below, then go up as bottom-up method. You finish all the strut, all the RC structure, then backfill. Then when it come up to the location of utility at the last, how do we remove the angles? In order to remove angle, have to support from below every 2 meters. So normally we can use brick. Then after installation of the brick, the angles can be removed. After removal of angles, then backfill by LSS is liquid type of cementous soil so that it can fill all of the gap below. So in the future, there is no settlement. But if there is no hard structure below, like just soil ground to come up, then cast like kind of concrete slab to support every 2 meters. So it won't settle in the future. After dismantling of all the angles, then followed by LSS backfilling, then this gap will be backfilled by sand. This is last page of utility support every 2 meters, shows first layer strut and second layer strut and third layer strut. And when you go up to backfill at the last, how to remove angle and backfill the soil. Thank you.